Okay, today working on the Honda Odyssey. Thing's been overheating. I tried. It's been really hot here in Florida. I tried to rig the fans up so they're always on, and that's done. So the two cooling fans are on all the time, and it's still overheating. So I was gonna bring it somewhere and have the dealer or wherever and have someone look at it and just tell me, what's the problem here. And then I got to thinking, how much is that going to cost? It's going to cost a couple $100 from just look at it and say, oh, it's this. It's a thermostat or it's something else. Who knows? Water pump. And it would cost a fortune to even get that fixed. And I know I can do it myself. So instead of doing that, I'm going to start ripping into it. I have a box of parts somewhere. Here it is. This is not part of it. This is like clips and stuff like that I got, which I probably will need. Put this away. It's just random clips for all different stuff. So I'll probably need something like that. Oh, I came with a little clip pry tool. Okay, whatever. That's not the parts I'm looking for. Here's the parts I'm looking for. I have new thermostat, new hoses, new temp sensor, new belt. I'm in there. The belt is, I could tell it's worn. And I'm going to be taking things apart. So I think this is the thermostat gasket. I don't know. I bought it. That's what it says it's supposed to be. And this is something for the lawnmower. So I don't have a lot of parts here. I mean, I'm thinking it might be the thermostat, but I'm going to drain the coolant to get the thermostat in. I figure these hoses that are on the car now have been on there since 2014. I know I've changed the belt before, but I can't remember the last time I changed the belt. Temp sender. This could be the culprit also. I don't know. I'm gonna replace it. So that's the deal. I'm gonna get this stuff. I'm gonna swap all this out, do a coolant change, and then we're gonna drive it around and see if it. Then we're gonna drive it around and see if it still overheats. Hopefully it doesn't. She was having problems. Oh, it's my wife's truck. She was having problems when she turns the AC on, sitting still, it would start overheating. And then she would even turning the AC off, it was still overheating. It didn't get overheating to where it didn't get overheated to where like steam was coming out, but she saw the temperature rise up, and I was like, well, yeah, it's getting hot. So hopefully this fixes it. I did a timing chain and all of the guides and all that stuff. I don't know, some years ago. I can't remember when. And I did the water pump at that time. Because the water pump is driven by the timing chain. So I did that back then. I thought I got a good water pump. I don't know. There was nothing wrong with the water pump that was in there. It was the original one at the time. But while you're in there, if the water pump does go, you have to do all that work again. So that's why I changed it out. So hopefully it's not that. I don't see any leaking from a water pump, at least last time I checked. When I get it up in the air and poke around in there, maybe I will see that. Anyway, I'll stop talking and I'm gonna start getting to work and get this thing. I guess I'll get it up in the air a little bit. I just want to get it on the lift, and then I don't know what I'm gonna need. I don't know why I would need to get under it. Maybe to get these hoses out or something. I don't know. The belt I think I need to get under there. Anyway, I'm gonna get it up in the air and start to work. Oh, I wanted to show you something. So the cool thing here with these Honda hoods, I don't know if it's all Hondas. Someone told me it is all Hondas, but you have a rectangle hole there with a little arrow on it, right? That's where you're supposed to put your hood prop. Okay, so the hood prop, and it goes right there. All right, that's fine. It opens up. There's enough room to do whatever you need to do. But there's also another square over here, and these hoods will go the hood will go all the way up. So these hoods will go almost 90 degrees, and there's enough that we put it in this other rectangle, and it stays up pretty good. I don't know if I would have it Yeah, I don't know if I would have it like this outside in a windy day, but it gives you so much more room. You know, you're not going to bang your head or anything. So anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. Let's get to work. Okay, what I'm trying to do is hunt over here, get to the thermostat that's in here. I'm draining the fluid. I got almost one bucket. The other one's right there. I opened the cockpit on the bottom. Took the airbox off. Took this piece off. Trying to get this out of the way. It doesn't really move that much. It's out of the way a little bit. Obviously, I took this plastic cover off over here, and I pulled this clamp back, and now I'm trying to get the hose off. The hose has been on here for, I don't know, since 2014, so whatever, 9 years. But I have this tool here, which is a hose pry tool. It's got this little weird shape on it, and this end here is kind of sharp. You can see I ripped the hose. This is the old hose. Remember, I have new hoses, so I don't care. And I could just cut it, but I'm trying to use the tool and get it. So you stick the tool under there, and then you just wiggle it around the pipe, and it pretty much gets it all loose. Now, I think it's loose. Yeah. I don't know how much fluid's gonna come out. I drained a bunch, so not much stuff should come out. Nothing came out. Good. So that's one side of the hose. I'll take the side off over here on the radiator. Where the heck does that go? Wherever that is, wherever that winds up. Somehow I've got that off, and then want to get the bottom hose off. It goes all the way down there. I'm gonna have to lift the truck up and get that one off on the bottom. But this one, hopefully, I can get to it without taking all this plastic off right here. If I have to take it off, I have to take it off. I don't think it gives me that much room, but the radiator is all the way in there. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I'll come back when I have a little bit more. I just wanted to show you the use of this tool here. This is really handy. I'll put a link in the description. These work excellent. Otherwise, I would have had to cut that and still wouldn't come off. I would have to pry around it. So this thing you just get right around. So very good tool. All right, let me keep digging in. All right, I took that big plastic piece off right here. It's just a couple of plastic rivet things, clips. So now I can get to this a lot easier. I'll just grab these needle nose pliers. These bent needle nose pliers work pretty well. And I'll do this, pop the hose off. That hose will be off, and then I gotta work on the other one, and then get to the thermostat, and this temp sender is over there, and all the fluid's gonna come out. And then, what else we gotta do? Temp sender, thermostat, oh, and then the belt. I don't know if you can tell, the belt's got like little bubbles on it. So I don't know what the heck's going on there. I'm gonna replace it. And I'm probably gonna do an oil change on this thing too, because I don't know when the last time the oil was changed. So that's not gonna help it overheating, but I'm thinking maybe thermostat or sensor, that one of those two things should fix it. If that doesn't fix it, then I'm gonna have to dig into and look at the water pump and see if the actual fluid's moving around. But I've never changed. We've had this thing brand new. We're in 2023. It's a 2014, so it's almost 10 years old. Well, it actually probably is 10 years old. I've never done the antifreeze in it or changed any of this other stuff. Like I said, I did do the timing chain, but as far as maintenance, I keep up with stuff. I do oil changes frequently. And spark plugs, I did spark plugs probably once. I think it has probably twice, I'm gonna say. It has 160 something thousand miles on it, so I don't know. If this is the worst that's happened to it in all those miles, that's not too bad. But let me rip the stuff off and I'll come back to when I have some more stuff done here. All right, let me I had a little difficulty getting to this thing here, so I'm going to show you 2 bolts to the thermostat. There's one right here. This one's fairly easy to get. You just get a 10 millimeter socket and the wrench, get it on there. This one down here is on the other side. You got all these wires out of the way. So what I did was this wire right here was in the way, and there's a bracket that goes on right here. See it? Right there. I took it off that bracket, moved it out of the way. I was able to get a little extension. I don't know what that is, 6-inch extension, and then my wrench. And now I can get it on, got it on there. So now I'm gonna be able to take this off, and we'll see what the thermostat looks like. Got the old thermostat out. You can't, by looking at it, you can't tell if it's bad. This rubber though here is kind of mushy. Doesn't, you know, it feels like it's old and it's losing its shape. I don't know if that matters. I mean, I can test this, put it in a boiling water and see if it goes. But here's the new one. A little bit different. I mean, this one's a lot heavier than this one. You can see the copper is definitely a different size. But this is supposed to be, it's a Gates, supposed to be the original temperature. It does have some numbers on it. Oh, it's a motor rad 0721. There's no other numbers or anything on it. Usually it'll tell you the degrees that it's supposed to open, but like this one here, a bunch of stuff, and I don't see it on here either. Oh, 78 degrees Celsius. And then it also says up. This one doesn't have anything. Oh, anyway, good thing I bought the gasket because it does not come with it, and this looks to be like the same gasket. So I got to put the gasket on there and then put it back in. Yeah, once I took those 2 bolts off, it came right out. One thing I would like to tell you is, if you think you drained enough of the fluid out, you didn't, because I took that out and a whole bunch more fluid came out. So a lot of antifreeze came out after I took that out. Some spilled on the floor. I put the catch can under there, and I think I got most of it, but there's some on the floor. I'm gonna have to clean out. But anyway, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna clean that surface there, put the new gasket on this one, and figure out, it says up. I'm gonna put this one in just like that. You know, put the gasket the right way. I don't know which way is up and or down on this one. It probably doesn't matter on the new one. But anyway, I'm gonna put it in, tighten those bolts back. Here's the little 10 millimeter bolts. Put the bolts back in. Then I'm gonna lift the truck up, take the lower radiator hose off, and then put new hoses on, belt, and then fill it up, run it, blah blah blah, with all the new antifreeze in it. The other thing is, this coolant that's in here looks like it's blue. I don't have the blue stuff. I bought some coolant that is good for everything, so I think it's green. I don't know. So well, that's what's going in here. I'm not going to be able to get it all out because it looks like there's still some in the block. But I think the radiator is mostly drained. If not, when I take that lower hose off, it's definitely going to drain. I want to show you here's the 2 hoses. So this is obviously the old hose. Here's a new hose. It's bent the same, except it's a little bit longer, so I'm gonna have to cut it right here. And I'm gonna use these same clamps. I'm gonna take these clamps off, put them on here, use those same clamps. They were super hard to get off, so I think it'll be fine. Okay, I'm gonna get back to work. Okay, I figured out which end is up. This end is up here. I noticed there's this little hole with a little thing in there. I think that's in case something happens, it can blow out. Too much pressure, it'll escape here. So that's up. So this one has the same deal right there. See, right there, the little thing. Too much pressure, it'll pop out. So I put that one up like that too. So now it is in the same orientation. I'm just gonna put it in. Okay, you can see all of the fluid that I dumped on the floor. That's okay. Clean it up. But here's the lower hose. Lower hose actually looks like it might be too short, but it's pretty much the same shape. So just gotta take the clamps off, put this up there. I'm gonna do the bottom one first, shove it, and get the top one. This is the lower hose. I don't know if I said so. This is the lower hose, and that one there is the upper hose. You have to do the lower one first, and then the upper, because if you put the upper on, it gets in the way of putting the lower. So that's what I'm gonna do. First, I gotta take these clamps off, transfer them to here. I want to get the positions right in about the same spot, because they were accessible in that position. And same on this. I want to make sure these are in the same spot. And I'm going to cut this. To cut this hose, I'm going to use these here. These are really handy. It cuts PVC. We'll cut right through this thing too. And I'm just going to line it up, cut it, and we'll be able to get that on. All right, I'm going to lift the truck back up, put the bottom one on, and put these hoses on, and we'll see when I'm there. The new thermostat's in. Yep, cut myself. New temp sender, new hoses, upper and lower. They're both on the engine side and the radiator side. This one was a bear to get to. Trying to get this guy here. That was tough. The bottom one, easy. Next thing, I put all this back together, right? And I'm going to change this belt out. You know what? I'm gonna do a different video on just changing the belt out. So this way it'll be separate, and you can see how to just change the belt. I'm gonna concentrate on doing radio change. All right, so I'm gonna put all this stuff back. I'm gonna put this plastic piece back here. And I gotta put antifreeze in here. I don't remember what kind of antifreeze I got. I think it's pre-mixed, so I just have to pour it in. I don't know how many. It looks like I took maybe 1.5 gallons out, so I'll start with 1 gallon and see where we go from there. But let's get all this back buttoned up, and then I'll go do the belt. All right, car's buttoned all back up together. Topped it off with antifreeze. It was a mix. It was a concentrate, so I put 1/2 gallon of antifreeze and then 1/2 gallon water. I put some mix in here too, water and antifreeze in there. I checked for leaks, no leaks. Looking at the belt, looks perfect. Yeah, I didn't see any leaks anywhere. I don't know if it's gonna overheat. I need to go take it for a ride. Go sit in traffic and see if the first symptom is the AC turns off. Then you can see the temperature. Then when the AC is off, start getting hot in the car, and then you'll notice, oh, the temperature of the engine is really hot. So hopefully it was that thermostat. I can't tell if there's movement, if there's any flow. I'm not sure how I can tell that. I had the radiator cap off for a while, and I mean, it kind of garbled a couple times, spit up some air. I don't know. I gotta look to see if there's a bleed procedure. I don't think so. Usually you have to do like a bleed procedure on the engine if the engine is higher than the radiator. So the radiator is higher than where water would be in the engine. So I think I'm okay. I'm just going to double check on the internets and make sure. If I do have to bleed it, I'll come back and I'll show you how to bleed it. I don't think I have to. The car's been running for 15 minutes now. Hasn't overheated. It's not sitting out in the sun on the hot asphalt and whatever those conditions are. It's sitting in the shop. I don't know. I'll go take it for a ride. I'm gonna clean myself up, take it for a ride, see what happens. And then from there, I mean, if it's something else, I'll figure out if I can tell how to do flow to see if the water pump's working. Like I said, I don't see any leaks over there. I looked when it was up in the air. I didn't see any leaks. There's oil leaks, but I don't see any antifreeze leaks. So I doubt it's that. I don't know what else it could be if there's a problem. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up. If, like I said, if something happens where I do need to bleed it, I'll come back. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully this helped some people and it was interesting. Whatever. Hit the like button if you want. Subscribe if you want to see more repairs and other stuff that I'm doing. And subscribe and share and all that stuff. Cool. Thank you very much. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.